It's time to get growing again. We're going to today be planting something we call three sisters. And it's a common thing in the United States that we grew three sisters together. And this tradition goes back to the earliest settlers here at Plymouth Plantation and the friendship they forged with Native Americans and their habits of growing the three sisters together. And as you see, I have my peat moss pots here with potting soil in it, and this has been heated and sterilized so that there's no germs or weed seeds that are viable in these pots, and we're ready. So have you guessed what the three sisters are here at my potting corner? Now, you see a lot of seeds here, but not any of those. Here are the three sisters that grow together and will be planting together. The first is sweet corn. And you all have had corn on the cob and corn in many different forms. Sweet corn. The second is beans. And you could grow any kind of beans. I just happen to have these Gold Rush bush beans. I think I might look here for a climbing one. I have quite a stash of seeds. And the third sister is squash. And there are several varieties of squash as well. And I'm looking to grow these acorn or winter squash because they store so well. And that way I can have them all winter long if I store them in a cool, damp cellar. Not so damp that it rots, but keeps them nice and fresh. And apparently in my stash, I don't have a climbing bean, but I can use these. Now, generally, I would want the beans to climb up and around the corn plant, but we'll just put them at the bottom, and they'll help keep weeds away. So I'm going to use the Gold Rush bush bean for this set of 8 little pots. The corn, and again, our acorn squash. And Table King there is the variety name. These are from Heartseed Company, which is right here in Wethersfield, Connecticut. And so the first thing I'm going to do is poke 3 holes in each. And I can always put a little soil back over the top. So we're going to have a corn, a bean, and a squash in each of these. Now I've already started 2 little tiny pots with squash seeds in them. So we can take out some squash seeds. They're quite small. And we're going to put 1 in each pot. And I know you know what a corn seed looks like. Just think about it for a minute. Every ear of corn is made up of an even number of rows of corn seeds. Get them out of the packet here. They kind of look like a tooth when a kid loses a tooth because they're dried. Now, when they're watered in the pot, the moisture will soak into the seed and wake it up and tell it it's time to grow. So we're getting our little seed and we're dropping it right in there. Now we can see we have a squash and a corn, and we want that in each of these little pots. One over there, and our last pot. Now we have 2 of each in there. And our last seed, again, will be the beans. And these are a different shape. They're an oval shape. And so again, 1 of each of the 3 sisters into the pot. That one's empty, and there's a fingerprint there, and into the last. So now each of these little peat pots has 3 seeds in it. And I'm going to press them right down into the dirt. Cover them over. These are little babies gone to bed now. Pressing them down in. Covering them over. This is very soft and fluffy potting mixture here. Nice seed starting mix. Perfect for little baby things. Now, they can't go outside because until Memorial Day, we could get cold temperatures of frost. I've already had an alert in my cell phone telling me that we will have a frost again tonight. That's cold enough to snow. So these babies are going to be in the windowsill in my family room. I have a bay window. So now the seeds are covered. And the next ingredient they need, there's 2 more things these babies need. One is water. And this soil will soak up quite a bit of water. And the pot itself can soak up water. So I have to watch and make sure they stay moist but not drowning. But right now it's going to just sit on the top and then slowly soak in. And I'll move it. And I have a metal tray on the windowsill so that if the water soaks right through, it won't hurt my wooden windowsill at all. And those are the 3 sisters planted. And I'll be planting those in the garden after Memorial Day, the end of May 30th. And we will have a set of 3 sisters growing. Come back for another growing session soon.